Well, I was, frankly, Mr. Speaker, I was thrown by the minister's outburst earlier. And then was upset. And then I listened to my colleague in front of me speak about trauma and how his trauma, the minister's trauma, may be affecting how he behaves. All of our traumas affect all of us, and something triggered the minister to behave that way. That's not who he is, and I know that. I've known him a long time. I suspect that the reason might be, as I listened to the things he said, that maybe he doesn't believe in what his prepared speech is, and the content is causing him to be upset. And that's something I can understand and believe from this minister. He's upset because he doesn't like this content that he's had to read from a prepared speech. And how I came to that conclusion, Mr. Speaker, on this motion and this amendment, is that when I heard him read what must be a pre-prepared speech and a script, a pre-prepared script even, and what he said that I said 5 minutes ago, how would a pre-prepared speech know what I was going to say? So I don't have to ask, who is his speechwriter? Is it Karnak the Magnificent? And this is what led me to come to this conclusion, Mr. Speaker, that the minister must have a reason for his outburst. It's not in his nature. And I truly believe that he doesn't believe in what he's saying here. He has to say this. I know the man. He wants these things fixed. I know he does. And I do. My colleagues do, and I can't imagine there's anybody on the other side, Mr. Speaker, that doesn't want these things fixed. We cannot have a hodgepodge of training for our frontline workers. So the minister came out and spoke about a big list of things that are going on in the hospital. Big list of things. And of course, we're talking about trauma-informed care and crisis response. And the only thing he said about trauma-informed care just in the hospital training, Mr. Speaker, was that an introduction to trauma-informed care. And nothing for crisis response. Well, he's making my point for me. Made a big list and made a big deal about what's going on in the hospitals. And then he talked about how they couldn't do it in other places. And we all know that policing is set here by the Lieutenant Governor and Council, and they're responsible for prescribing mandatory training at NB. This could be done by a minister by the stroke of a pen to solve this problem for our frontline workers. Okay? And the same thing could happen in the health department by the minister by the stroke of a pen. And the same thing could happen by the health department making the legislation for Medivir, Blue Cross, and Ambulance New Brunswick. These are things that are easily solved if you have a will to solve them. But standing up here and just saying a bunch of stuff that doesn't even cover what I'm talking about and accusing me of saying things I didn't say because you're upset seems an odd way to treat people in crisis and our frontline workers in our hospitals, on our buses, everywhere around this province. I'm not upset. I take this seriously. I don't make jokes about it. That's something that's going on the other side. They're smiling and grinning over there. This isn't funny. We have a mental health crisis. We have people suffering. Not only the people in crisis, but the people treating them are suffering. All because we can't get together enough to understand that we need a continuous training for these folks. It has to be across all regions. It has to be equal. It's doable. It may be challenging. It may be challenging, Mr. Speaker, but, you know, I say to you, we've been doing bills all the last couple of weeks, and 14 of these bills are housekeeping as far as I can tell. We're running out of things to say. We're leaving the House early. And I say to you, some of these bills could have been, these motions could have been bills from the government. Instead of looking in the rearview mirror, passing the buck along and spending a year making a plan to make a plan, this could have been solved. You could have touched on these things. This is an easy one. We need a standardized mandatory training across all of our departments, so we're giving an opportunity for our frontline workers to feel safe and understand what's going on in front of them. Because when they're not prepared, they're at risk. They're at risk in danger, they're at risk for mental health themselves, and they're at risk to be burnt out. Now, I'm accused of speaking like I'm mad. I'm not mad. I'm not mad at the minister. I'm passionate about this. Passionate about trying to make change for mental health in our communities. And this, we've had other motions come forward, and they always get added with the continuation motion. That's just more to do about what we've been doing, and we're going to do it again with the plan to do nothing and kick it down the road farther and farther and farther. And they complain and say that the past government did this. Well, they do the exact same thing. Okay? Both governments, past and present, both are working on this. And sometimes they need a little boost. I was going to use a different word, but I stuck with boost. With respect to the chair, Mr. Speaker. Need a little boost to get things done. Important things. This isn't funny. This isn't us against you. This is us for them. Right from top to bottom out there. And I know we're working on stuff. I get it. The government's doing stuff. I get it. There's other things to be done. And we should step up and do them. Over there. Like, this is serious stuff, and we got the here's Mr. Speaker. I don't get it. Like, step up and do your job. Awake at the wheel. Awake at the switch. All right. I'm going to wrap up here pretty soon because I'm getting through my time. But to be clear, I'm asking for mandatory training. I'm asking for financial, for them to consider financial help to have mandatory training that's across the board, the same for everybody in crisis intervention and trauma-informed care. It's not a very big ask. And you'd think that you could listen to hear, not listen to chirp and respond. So there's people out there suffering, and we need to get them help. And the help we have now, because we've kicked the can down the road, the help we have now is our frontline workers. Our ER staff, our police, our EMS, social workers, all of them. They're who we're relying on. We're leaning on them hard, okay? And we're not helping them. We're just asking. And we're not giving them the possible training that they could use. And it's about mandatory training for all, not for some, sometime, somewhere. It's everybody in the province, all the time, set training so everybody knows what to do, so they don't end up in crisis themselves. I don't think this is a very hard thing to ask. I really don't. We're only asking you to consider spending more money, and all you want to do is continue doing what you're doing. If you say it wasn't good enough for us before, then it's not good enough for you now, Mr. Speaker. Hear, hear. I'm dancing around here a little bit, and I apologize for that. I am passionate about this. Mental health and addiction, addiction itself is only mentioned once in the platform, and it's only mentioned once in the minister's statements, minister's instructions, and that worried me. Now, I was hoping that they would tie it to mental health, and the addictions and mental health are the same thing. Well, they are and they aren't. And I see work being done on mental health, but I don't see the same type of work being done for addictions. And though they run together, they are also separate at the same time. So I hope that everybody supports this new and improved motion, new and weakened motion, Mr. Speaker. And with that, I'll be voting for this motion as amended. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.